Guys, it is finally time. It is finally time for Battlefield 6 gun rants. We're gonna be doing some gun ranting about Battlefield 6. What's with these dots? Go away. Oh, okay. Is this an official server? If this is an official server and they're using AI-generated art, like, okay, it's not an official server. All right, great. Good. I was gonna say, I wasn't going to say that would be the final straw for me. Because, I mean, it's EA. What the fuck are you gonna do? But it is time for me to rant about guns in Battlefield 6. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys are excited. Where are we gonna start? Let's see. We'll start with this thing. We'll start with this thing. This is based on the RG-33 armored. No, I'm just kidding. We're not gonna start with the vehicles. I'm trying to decide where we're gonna start. If we're gonna start with like assault rifles or yeah, we can start with handguns. Why not? Here, we'll start with this one. We'll just get this one out of the way. We're immediately going to the P320, so we can just get this out of the way right at the beginning. It's weird that they put a hand grenade in the pistol category. I don't know why they did that. It's a very bold choice, giving you a hand grenade as a pistol. A hand grenade that seeks to only fire directly into your femoral artery. We're getting this one out of the way so that we can move on. You know, I do actually appreciate that they did this one where when you remove or when you go to put an optic on it, it removes the rear sight, because that is what actually happens to the M17 and M18. However, it's missing the screw hole. So it's not actually an M18. It's probably a P320 M18, not a M18 MHS. Stop jingling the bomb around. YouTubers be like, see, it's totally not drop safe. Wait, my check from Sig is gonna clear, right? Okay. I do think it's funny how many of these things, like the fake names, they came up with these, so it's RIP Power. I think that's funny. What does that say? I can't... Does that say Newsington, New Hampshire, USA? Huh. They did, okay, so they did actually get this right too. On the military version of the M17 and M18, this right here is a little plunger that pushes on the extractor spring. And on the M17 and M18, it's replaced with, normally what it is it's just a normal plunger, and when you remove the backplate on the mousetrap mechanism that is the striker on a P320, when you remove this backplate, you basically can push this and it comes out. But on the military version of the M17 and M18, thank you very much, Icon's Game Room, for the 38 months of subscription. Holy shit, thank you so much. Thank you very much, Icon's Game Room. $38 months, that's like almost a year. That is almost a year. Wait. No, that's almost 2 years. Glad to be a part of your community. Thank you very much, Icon's Game Room. Appreciate having you here. Anyway, on the military version of the M17 and M18, you have to use a Torx bit to remove that. So you have to push in with a Torx bit and rotate it in order to unlock it and then basically disassemble the slide of the gun. And they did that on the M17 and M18 so that soldiers wouldn't try taking it apart. The original version of the M17 and M18 MHS also had a plate that went over this part of the takedown lever that you had to use a specific spanner wrench to undo it. Again, so that soldiers wouldn't disassemble it and remove the FCU from the grip module. But, like I was saying, if it was an M17, then it would have a hole here for the screw. If you use a Sawzall, then it will just, like, rip, it will disassemble the entire gun. Also, that's a loaded chamber indicator. It is not currently backwards, which means that it is not loaded. And then you can get a bunch of different attachments for the gun, like a different barrel, which, you know, whatever, muzzle. It's interesting that you just kind of, like, slap compensators on this gun. Also, Sig does not make this suppressor anymore. I forget what the model of this suppressor is, but Sig no longer makes this one. And also, I don't think I have ever met a 9mm semi-automatic handgun that dislikes shooting suppressed as much as the 320 does. Because, like, man, the 320 really hates being shot suppressed. Oh, I can't show you guys an image of it. In the campaign, you get a P320 in one of the levels, and the iron sights are just these type of iron sights. They're just these ones, but they stick up so much higher than they should. They stick up so much higher. Hang on, maybe I can show you an image. Maybe I can find an image and show it to you. It's silly how high up they stick. Yeah, here we go. It's very silly. The front sight is fine, but, like, good lord. This is ridiculous. That nobody makes this rear sight. This is shit's like Guile's hair. Yeah, it is. Nobody makes this rear sight because this is the rear sight that's attached to the plate, and Sig does not make one that's this fucking tall. Put a suppressor on that thing. I do not have a suppressor for it. Because surprise, surprise, I've barely used this pistol in game. We're standing in shadow, dude. Come on. There you go. I've barely used this pistol in game because I don't like using it. Oh, huh. The loaded chamber indicator shows that this gun is not loaded. That's actually really funny. So yeah, I've barely used this gun in game, so I really don't have many things unlocked for it. Why is that laser positioned so far forward? You can move the laser back, you know. You can have it like mesh with the trigger guard. Does Viridian even make this laser anymore? I think that's a Viridian laser, and I don't think they make that one anymore. Why is it the Master Fire version of that light? I haven't actually looked at this, and I just realized that that's the X300 Master Fire light. Well, okay, it's the X300 with the laser built into it, but weird. The reason I know it's the Master Fire version is the Surefire Master Fire system is a light that was designed for handguns that the light goes into a specific holster. And there's these two lugs. There's one there, and then there's one on the other side of the light. And they lock into a thing on the holster. And the Master Fire system is neat because you can actually carry a gun with a suppressor on it with the Master Fire system, because it indexes off of the light and then still covers up the trigger guard. So it'll work on basically any handgun. But it's weird that they chose the Master Fire version of the X300 and not just a standard X300. That's interesting. Oh, okay. I forgot that they actually updated mag catch, so it actually does something. It wasn't doing anything for a very long time. Zach, stop trying to make the grenade more dangerous. Oh, I'll show you more dangerous. Yeah, I am a gigantic nerd for military issue handguns. I love military issue handguns. I think they're really cool. And I never use handguns in this game, or at least I like barely use them. I also love that they have different reload animations depending on whether the mag is fully empty or whether the mag is empty or whether there are still rounds in it. So if you do a partial reload, your character retains the magazine, which is really cool. And if you do a completely empty reload, you just drop the magazine on the ground, which it doesn't show up because, I mean, you know, it's whatever. The strikes from the ceiling is a nice touch. Oh, yeah, because how you can see the bullets, like, pop or bounce off sometimes. It's pretty cool. All right, so 320. Yay. This is the one that I basically just use all the time. It's a Glock 22. Gen 5. It's funny that they came out with this, and then Glock stopped making the Gen 5 almost immediately. And again, I don't really use handguns very much in this game. So, if you shoot down to one end of the chamber, do you not retain? I don't know, let's see. Yeah, it's a Glock 22, oh, I'm sorry, it's an Alpine 22 Gen 5, made in Austria. It's a Glock 22 Gen 5. This is slightly incorrect, because, like, you can see the rifling all the way out to the end of this, and this does actually cover up the end of the barrel, so you wouldn't be able to see the rifling. And it would not be making contact with the slide. But other than that, BDNT627. I'm trying to remember what the serial number on my Gen 5 Glock is. I know you like the Loa Zephyr Birds. Do you have the Gore-Tex ones, and how good are they at water resistance? I have the Gore-Tex ones, and they are very, very good at water resistance. They're very good at water resistance, and you can get even taller ones than the ones I have. I live somewhere we get a lot of snow, we get a lot of rain, so yeah, they have worked just fine. Are serial numbers something I generally commit to memory with guns? Not usually. The reason I remember that is because I like getting guns that have funny serial numbers. Like, so for example, the P320 that I still own, the serial number is M17-122212, and I just think that's fun. My Glock 19 Gen 5, the serial number is BZZ something, and the only reason I remember that is because it's bzzz, it reminds me of a bee. Yeah, I don't know if you retain mag if you have one round left. Let's see. Yeah, you still retain mag, which is a little weird, but you know, I mean, they tried. You have a bunch of nerds You have a bunch of gaming nerds trying to make the guns as realistic as possible. And, like, honestly, they're doing a pretty good job. There's some weird thing going on with the... So if you look at the backplate of the Glock, I'm trying to point out... where it is. Right above the webbing of his hand, there is the little... Here, hang on. So, when I go back into the gun room... When I go back into the firing range, look right here in the little gear shape. Look right in there. Because you can, like, see the internals of the gun when he aims it, but it's, like, slightly blurry. Yeah, see? See how it, like, turns white on there? Is that a thing on the real Glock? Yeah, you can see it, but you gotta look really hard to be able to see it. Thank you very much, Soul Dragomon, for the 29 months of subscription. The game is slightly loud, especially when shooting. Hang on. Here, let me make it louder. There we go. Let's see if that's better. Why is the watch on the wrong wrist? He may be left-handed, but he shoots guns right-handed. Oops. Yeah, he might be left-handed, but he's shooting guns right-handed. I don't know why. Also, I find it weird that they made it a 40. I find it weird that they made the Glock a 40 Smith & Wesson, a Glock 22 instead of a Glock 17 or a Glock 45, or if because there's a bunch of Marines in this game, it should be a 19. It should be a Glock 19 instead of a Glock 22 or the M45A1. Because it would be accurate for the Marines to have the M45A1, but by... I forget when this game is supposed to take place, but it's basically... It's supposed to take place in the future. Near future. And the M45A1s should have all been replaced by, Glock 19s by this point. I mean, this is accurate for how beat to shit the, M45A1s look right now. Oh, it does actually say government model on there. And they actually have the QR code on it. Oh, shit. Hang on. Hang on. I see an actual... M2... What? Okay, so there's a QR code on this gun. And... what that normally would be is it's called a UID tag for, like, unique identifier, I believe is what UID tag is. And what the UID tag usually has on it is, one, it's not printed on the side of the gun. It's an actual little stamp. And what it usually is it's the manufacturer cage code. It's the manufacturer cage code, and then the part number, and then the serial, usually. But on this one, the part number is really different. It says it's an M2313 CQBP, which... I think the CQBP is correct. I want to look up if this cage code is actually real. Can you buy the M45 as a civilian? You can buy the M45A1 as a civilian, if you can find one. And if you want to pay an absurd sum of money for a 1911 really bad. You can, yes. No, you should not, but you can. Let's see. 41025. I think that's what it says. Well, 41025 is an actual cage code. It's Lucy's Auto Parts in Council Bluffs. Is IA Idaho? Is IA Idaho or Iowa? Iowa. Okay. Yeah, it's Lucy's Auto Parts in Council Bluffs, Iowa. I wonder if they just picked a random one or if maybe their dad works it. Maybe the guy that designed this gun in game, his dad like owns that place or something. That's really funny. Yeah, the Colt M45A1, the Marines bought this gun, and basically they were not as corrosion resistant as they were supposed to be, and the finish started wearing off, and they started having a lot of problems with them. And the US Marine Corps went to Colt and said, hey, all of these M45s that you sold us are not doing so good. What are you gonna do about it? And Colt went, we're gonna go out of business. So, yeah, that happened. They didn't go out of business, they just went bankrupt and then CZ bought them. And now they're actually doing a good job again. Well, they're doing a good job making guns. Is that what's wrong with the grip? No. There's the thing that's wrong with the grip is somebody slapped a piece of grip tape on there. That's why it looks all wonky. It's because someone slapped some grip tape on there. Aren't modern M45s Kimbers? No, Kimber made the Kimber Desert Warrior for the USMC trial to basically get the M45A1. And Colt basically won because of the ones that they had at the trial were actually decent quality, and I think they won on cost as well. But yeah, it was the Kimber Desert Warrior. And Kimber Desert Warriors are actually good. I thought, is Kimber's still making the Desert Warrior, I think. The two world wars! I know you gotta do shit. I know you gotta do shit for balancing of handguns in video games. But like this drives me insane that I'm using a 1911 and this guy isn't exploding into a bajillion pieces when I shoot him. What? Kimber made something that doesn't snap extractors in 50 rounds? Yeah, actually the Desert Warriors are really good. And since the old CEO of Kimber left Kimber and went to a different company, Kimber's quality control has actually gotten substantially better. And they actually make decent guns now. Huh, I wonder what company that guy went to. I wonder what company the CEO of Kimber went to. Huh. I wonder what company he went to. Well, I guess we'll never know. Anyway, yeah. I really don't use handguns, like, at all in this game. This is probably the one that I've used the most of, is the 5-7. Oh my god, he went to Jared. He went to Jared. Now, why is the laser all the way back on the 5-7, and when on every other handgun, the laser's positioned really far forward? How am I supposed to reach that with my trigger finger? Think about these things, Battlefield. Yeah, I really don't use them use the handguns very much, because they don't do a ton of damage. So this is the FN 5-7 MRD Mark II. FN just started attaching a bunch of numbers to the 5.7. I like the MRD Mark II. I think it's really cool. I love the optics compatibility on it. The thing I don't like is they made the... Well, okay, I do like the slide serrations on it. What I don't like is that they're very shallow and they're very slippery. So, like, on the old 5.7s, it's really easy to get a good grip on those. On the new 5.7s, it's kind of hard to get a grip on these. Kind of sucks. M45A1, it's a classic Colt M1911, correct? No, the M45A1 is an updated Colt 1911. It is still made by Colt, but it's based on what Colt calls their railgun, which is one of the coolest fucking names for a 1911 ever. Am I too late to the rant? No, you're just in time. I'm skipping all over the place because I got ADHD. Colt calls this version of their gun the railgun, which is really cool. I love the name railgun. Thank you very much, Mookie Monster, for the 39 months of subscription. Thank you so much. 39 months of subscription. Thank you so much, Mookie Monster. I really appreciate it. They call it the railgun because it has a rail on it. That's it. And also on the Colt M45A1s, I don't believe they come standard with a threaded barrel. You have to add a threaded barrel to it. You wonder how many people bypass the safety? I see so many people put a fucking Ranger, put a Ranger band on the safety of their 1911. It drives me nuts. I hate it. Oh, also, I completely forgot to mention this. I love this. They actually have the correct magazines for this gun because the Marines issue Wilson Combat 7-round magazines, and then they issue, oh, is that a Chip McCormick mag? No, that's not a Chip McCormick mag. Who makes that one? I don't have it unlocked, so I can't look at it in-game. Fuck. I can't remember. Anyway. Does it seem... Oh, wait, no. The extended magazines are CMC magazines. The 7-round magazines are Chip McCormick mags. Or no, I'm sorry. Blech. Wow, getting way off there. The 7-round magazines are Wilson Combat magazines. The 10-round magazines, which they have them as 11-round for some reason in this game, those ones are CMC magazines, if I recall correctly. Anyway, why not 2011s? For like, what do you mean? Why not 2011s? For like, why don't the Marines issue 2011s? Probably because there isn't a 2011 that would actually be able to, like, actually pass the durability requirements. It could be 10+1. Yeah, but then it says 11 on it. And here's the thing. See, the handgun has 21 rounds. Hang on, I need to fire the handgun until empty. $20 rounds. 21 rounds. See? $20-round magazine. Yeah, it's weird that the Ew, hang on. Is that the fucking Pro Mag extension? Hang on, is that the fucking Pro Mag extension? Ew, I think it is. Oh, gross. No! Don't put the Pro Mag one on there. Oh no! Why is it the Pro Mag extension? What's wrong with Pro Mag? Pro Mag cannot make a reliable magazine to save their fucking life. They can't do it. Never. If you're ever buying magazines, if you have a gun and you're ever buying magazines for it and it says it's made by Pro Mag, do not buy it. Never buy Pro Mag magazines. They are so bad. They're so bad. Is the 5.7 actually worth buying, or is it kind of shit? I really like them. I love my 5.7. I think it's great. Sometimes I carry it if I feel like if I feel like being real stupid. And I know someone is going to say the meme of like, oh, I got robbed and then I dumped an entire magazine of 5.7 into the guy and then I realized it would have been cheaper just to give him my wallet. 5.7 isn't that expensive. It isn't that expensive. Is the Ruger 5.7 all right? It's okay. Use 9mm of Luger is same wound for costless. What time period of firearms do you like the most? I don't really have a specific time period. I don't really have a specific time period. I kind of like more modern guns, though. My weird niche is like military issue handguns. Is specifically U.S. military issue handguns. It's like my weird niche. Hang on, I want to see something. All right. Oh, what the? How am I shooting this gun with the safety on? I'm never taking the safety off on this gun, and it's still shooting. Because like I should be using my left-hand thumb to turn the safety off. This right here, that's the safety. Pointed downwards is fire, pointed upwards is safe. So I guess I just don't turn the safety off on it. All right. Well, whatever. What other handguns are in this? I haven't unlocked this one yet, but it's the Smith & Wesson R8 or 327 R8. I'm not sure which one. I think it's the 327 Performance Center R8 because it doesn't look like the rail is permanently part of the barrel. And then there's also the Taurus Raging Hunter, which I have literally never fired once in this game. Alright, first time for everything. Hear ye, hear ye. 5 gifted subscriptions. Thank you very much, 2020 Communism, for the 5 gifted subscriptions. Thank you so much. This dude can't even wear his watch on the correct side. He's unbound by the laws of man and nature. Alright. Revolver. Alright, well that's all the handguns. Why are Taurus revolvers so common in games? My guess is because they're very cheap. So it's very easy for them to go find one. And, just model it. How did that headshot not get him in one go? Because it's a handgun, and handguns always do, like, no damage in video games. You want to see something really, really confusing? You want to see something really confusing? Check this out. This is a 12 gauge. This is a 12 gauge shotgun. Loaded with buckshot. That is, I'm sure this is probably meters, so, or, well, I don't know if it's meters or yards, but whatever. Alright, 1. Cool, that makes sense. So he's at, 20. Here, let's get lined up on him. So So we're exactly 20 meters away. How is he still alive? To make it even more confusing... Hang on, I'm gonna change something really quick. Thank you so much, Dark Wolf Tech, for the $25 contribution to the Foster Miller Talon EOD robot. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, whoops, I forgot there's still an ACOG on this. And thank you, a man named Joel, for the 6 months of subscription. Alright, so check this out. That other shotgun was 2 shots to eliminate a target at 20. Same caliber. Same gauge. Why does it take 3 shots? Why does it take 3 rounds of buckshot? At 25. Or let's go with hang on, which one is 25, 30, that's like 35? So 35, you're legitimately pushing it. For just like cylinder bore on a 12 gauge. 35 meters, you are pushing it. Oh, we're at a level 2 hype train. Holy shit. Oh, goddamn. 3 minutes left on the level 2 hype train. I'll tell you guys what, if you get to a level 5 hype train, I will let you guys get to pick what the next gun I rant about is. Anyway, we're like at 35. It's either 32 or 35, which is pushing it for a 12 gauge shotgun, but like, look at this. 5 rounds. 5 rounds of buckshot. Or, if we want to be big stupid, and we do want to be big stupid. Again, 20 meters. 2 slugs from a 12 gauge at 20 meters. It takes 2 slugs. Thank you so much, Dark Wolf Tech, for the 1,000 bits. Holy shit, thank you so much. Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. 2 should be more than enough. Or 1 should be more than enough. 2 is kind of insane. And the reason for that, this is why I hate shotgun balancing in video games. They nerfed the fuck out of shotguns. Oh, they absolutely did. You have to have the barrel of your shotgun. If it is anything other than this, you have to have the barrel of the shotgun so firmly inside their butthole in order for it to do any damage whatsoever. It has to be literally inside them to do damage. Except for this one, and it's because it's pump action, so it shoots slower. This one will one-shot at like 10 yards. Anything farther than 10 yards, 2 shots. We go to like 35 yards, 4. And then I don't remember how far that is all the way to the back, but you know what, just for giggles. Six. Yeah, I really don't use shotguns very much. It's very disappointing. That M87 has a tank safety. Yeah, so, what are we out on the hype train? Level 3 hype train. 3 minutes left on the level 3 hype train. 1 more level, and you guys get to pick what the next gun is. I'm sorry, 2 more levels because I said level 5. What this gun is this is a Mossberg 590A1. It's a Mossberg 590A1 with a Magpul forend and a Magpul stock. But for some reason they named it the M87, which, like, Remington 870. It's a little weird that they did that. They did a pretty good job modeling this, honestly. I love that they made the mag tube squeak. All right, listen, ready? Oh, weird, the elevator moves every time. Oh, that's goofy. Huh. 2 minutes left on the hype train, everybody. 2 minutes left. If you get to a level 5 hype train, you guys get to pick what the next one I rant about is. I do love that they actually got different reload animations for, like, all the guns, depending on whether it's completely empty. Yeah, that's weird. The elevator moves and his thumb, like, phases through the side of the receiver. It's, you know... It's whatever. It's fun. And then we got this, which I have barely used at all, which is, Sig 12. That's whatever. Thank you very much, Firestar, for the 100 bits, and Buckshot 599 for the 250 bits. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Dark Wolf Tech, for the 50 bits. I'm sorry I missed that. That was like, that was like 2 minutes ago. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. What happens if you shoot in the middle of a reload upside down? I don't think it interrupts it. I can try. Usually on a lot of these ones, if you try to... You can see through his wrist. You can see through his wrist when you look through the optic when he does that. Look. Thank you so much, Dark Wolf Tech, for the 1,000 bits. And for 50 more bits. Thank you so much. They got like X-ray optics. Oh, also you can unlock the it's called the DB12 in this game. You can unlock its real name is the DP12. I hate this gun. I don't like it. Thank you very much, Buckshot, for the 50 bits. Yeah, I hate this gun. I actually hate this gun. This thing is a massive piece of crap. Never buy one of these. Don't buy one of these. Just... Dark Wolf, since you gave like so many bits, do you have a specific gun in this game you want me to talk about? She's my favorite Raifu in Girls Frontline. Well, okay, yeah, I know why. I know why the DB12. I know why the DB12 is your favorite Raifu in Girls Frontline. And I understand. I fucking get it. But the gun itself actually fucking sucks. The gun itself is actually terrible. You're gonna have to look this up. I'll tell you what. Guys, thank you so much for getting all the way to a level 3 hype train. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for getting all the way to a level 3 hype train. LMG? Alright, we can do it. We can do an LMG. Is there a specific one you want to see? Nope. Alright, cool. Hang on, I'm trying to find a specific thing for you guys. You know, I'm worried if I show the one about the outfit she has that's going to be coming out soon, I might actually get in trouble. So we're just going to go with her standard outfit. We'll just do her standard outfit, because if I show you the outfit that's going to be coming out in the future, I might actually get in trouble. And then she bonks you on the head. For, I had a tweet a while ago that I was just like, I hate the DP12. Why did they add the DP12 to Battlefield? And then somebody was like, yeah, but what about the DP12 in Girls Frontline? And I like looked it up and I was just like, all right, never mind. I like the DP12 now. What game is this? It's Girls Frontline 2. Jesus, lady. Holy shit. Girls Frontline stream win? I'm not gonna do a Girls Frontline stream. I'm not gonna be doing a Girls Frontline stream. The DP12 stinks in Battlefield 6. I wouldn't bother unlocking it. I'm not planning on it. Is this just a hentai game? No! No, you do stuff. You do things. Sub goal for Girls Frontline 2. Guys, there's no reason for you to play Girls. There's no reason for me to play Girls Frontline 2 because the new outfit for the DP12 isn't out yet. There's no new outfit for the DP12s. So there's no reason. There's no reason for me to play it because the outfit isn't out yet. Hang on. Yeah, there's no reason. There's no reason for me to play Girls Frontline 2 because the new outfit isn't out yet. So, like, why on earth would I play it? Holy shit, good lord. Video is instantly demonetized. I'm not even gonna risk it. I'm not playing any more of that. I'm not even gonna fucking risk it. I'm not even gonna risk it. I might legitimately just cut that part out. Yeah, that outfit isn't out in the US yet. Anyway, okay, light machine gun. We wanted to, Dark Wolf Tech wanted to see light machine gun. What do you want? We got L110, IAR, M60, RPK, H&K. Oh, come on, Zach. You know what the actual name of that is. You know what the MG4, H&K MG4, the, XM250, the Ultimax, and then my personal favorite, my wonderful bouncing baby, My beautiful, perfect, there is not a single thing wrong with it ever. M240. You want to see M240L? Good man. Smart man. Smart. Smart, 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 smart. M240L. I fucking love this gun. This is like my favorite machine gun ever. Though technically speaking, if it's the M240L, it wouldn't have this heat shield on it. And I like technically, well, okay, so they make the M240L in two different configurations. You have the long barrel and then the standard barrel configuration of the M240L. Neither one of them have the heat shield on top of it. For some reason they put it on there. It's kind of like they couldn't decide if they wanted to do the 240L or the 240 Bravo, I think. I also, does the 240L have a different bipod? I never got to play around with the 240L while I was in the army. I only ever got to play around with the 240. Or sorry, the 240 Bravo. So I never really got to play around with the 240L, but whatever. Wildfire gives me the California buttstock. Oh! I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I'll get to it in a second. I'm actually excited about this. I'm actually excited about this. So, I like using the longer barrel because the longer barrel gives you, this is one of the things that's a little goofy about this game. The longer barrel gives you higher muzzle velocity. I don't know what units this is in. And yes, there is a difference when you start going on barrel lengths, but I don't like how it, stop doing that. Oh, it is actually equipped. I don't like how much it affects it in game. It's in velocities per muzzle, clearly. Yeah, I really like using the 240L. There is a really weird glitch in this game though. And I will show you guys what I'm talking about. When you are playing as this specific character on the support class, specifically on the NATO faction, she is the only person that does this. Every other character you can play as, for every other faction, whether it's NATO or Pax Armada, none of the other characters have this problem. When you are playing as her, and only when you are using the 240, part of her shoulder pad on the bottom left corner of the screen just sticks out. And when you run around, it just like pops out there. And it's only when you're using the 240. It's just down there. Fortunately, the map covers it up most of the time, but it only does that with the 240. No other gun does it. Well, none of the other machine guns. I haven't tried it with literally every gun in the game, but none of the other machine guns do that. Anyway. The shoulder pad is load bearing. She's bringing them back into fashion. Maybe, you know what? You know what I just thought, you guys? You know what I just thought? Maybe she is actually the DP-12 from Girls Frontline 2, and the shoulder pad is about to explode because it's keeping everything contained. Anyway, back to 240. EA, isn't that cool? No. I basically use this gun completely unmodified. I love this gun so much. One of the things that is a little strange is I don't... Did they change? Did they actually change how the pistol grip looks on the 240L? Does the 240L have a new pistol grip? Yes, it does. Okay, I couldn't remember because, like I said, I did not get to play around with the 240Ls while I was in the army. I only got the 240 Bravos. And like they nailed this gun. They nailed this gun. They did such a good job on this. Oh, actually, we can look up. I can look up what that cage code is as well. Because I hadn't done that previously. 47520. 47520. Gallagher Fire Equipment Company. Huh. Emote only chat. Beep boop. Thank you very much, Jehovah's Thickness, for the 50 bits. I talk about the 240 the way Granddad talks about the M60. Yeah, dude, I love the 240. When I went to start teaching small arms repair, you had to write up a like a lesson plan and give an example course on something, and the one I chose was the 240 because I love this machine. These things barely broke while I was in the military. They're great. I love them. So I did my like lesson plan on the 240, and I was super excited about it. I love talking about this thing. And then they put me on mortars. So yay! Thank you very much, Jayhawk, for the 50 bits. Anyway, yeah, they like actually nailed this thing. I love that because it's open bolt. When you rotate to underside, so this is the ejection port for rounds, and then the ejection port for links is right here. When you open this, or when you rotate it like this, because it's an open bolt machine gun, you can actually see all the way up and see the round positioned on the feed tray. When you run around with it, well, there's certain animations where when you do it, you can actually see the feed tray like jiggle on the belt or on there, which is really cool. It doesn't quite get the amount of rounds in the belt right. It gets really close. But you'll notice that I have 2 rounds. It says I have 2 rounds left. But when I do a reload, she's gonna sweep the rounds out of the feed tray, and there's probably gonna be like 4 on there. Yep. So that's a little weird that it gets that. Like, it doesn't quite get the rounds correct on how many are left on the belt. I really appreciate how much they did. Because it gets really close. Oh, I love that. They did such a good job on this. They did such a good job on the reload for this gun. I love it. Hang on, I want to do prone. Oh, you don't need to pick it up to do that, though. Come on. All right, so the reload animation is like spot on correct, because the way you would reload this, if you have fired it until the belt has run out, the way you would reload it is you pull the charging handle all the way to the back, because this is an open bolt gun. You pull the charging handle back because the bolt has gone all the way forward. Lift up the feed tray, or open the feed tray cover, lift up the feed tray to make sure that there's not brass or something stuck inside the barrel, or where you're gonna have rounds going in there. Put the rounds on the feed tray. And the way I always did this was like hold on to the belt, or hold the belt against the receiver of the gun, especially if you're like trying to stand up or you're doing it from like a turret or something. You want to hold the belt against the side of the machine gun, because otherwise it's gonna just try to slide out of the feed tray. So you would hold it there. I realize that there's like, they gotta work with shit when they're making this. So it's not perfect, but it is close. Hold it, close the feed tray cover, and then now you're good to go. Yeah, they just like absolutely nailed this. It's so good. Also, it is kind of funny that the belt is not actually a 50-round belt. It's just because they're not gonna animate like all 50 rounds coming out of it. They don't want to animate all 50 rounds hanging out of the bottom of there. That then now they have to animate for literally every person in game that is carrying one of these things around. So it's easier to just have it be like, you know, however many rounds this is. And then there is the 75-round box, which I don't know who uses this box, but as far as I know, the US military does not. The Army doesn't use this box. I don't think the Army uses this box either. So are these left-hand friendly? I'm wondering if it would be easier to load one of these as a lefty. I don't know. They do make left-hand versions of it, but it's not for left-handed shooters. It's so that you can put it as a coaxial unit inside a tank. In one of your Fallout videos with Mike, you said you wanted Dardic Tround ammo. I found a website that's selling some. Neat. I've actually seen it for sale several times. I just never buy it because it's very, very expensive. What happened to the honk sound? I changed how the sounds work on in OBS, and now the honk sound has like disappeared. I'll try to see if I can find a way to get it to come back. What boxes does the US use for the M240 then? Generally, they just issue ammunition out in just like belts. But when you do see it in boxes, it's in these, which is a cardboard box. It's a cardboard box inside a very thin cotton sleeve. And they are a lot harder to pull off of that thing than this game makes it look. But before I start talking about something else, I do really, really want to talk about this. I do really want to talk about this. So this is a skin that you can get for the 240. This is a skin that you can get for the 240, which is part of a new map that is in California. And I've heard people jokingly refer to it as a California-compliant M240. Hang on. Watching on the TV right now, my grandfather just asked if that was an M60. Yes. It was. It was. Okay, so. The joke is that this is a California compliant 240. And I love that it says it has the date that it was seized on here. And now legal in California. I have actually looked up the laws for what constitutes an assault weapon in California. And provided that this gun was semi-automatic only, let's just, for the sake of this argument, say this gun is semi-automatic only. This gun is actually California compliant. Again, provided it's semi-automatic only, this is a California compliant gun, and you could have whatever size belt you want in it. Let me read some of these to you. This is what constitutes an assault weapon in California. One, it has to be a variation of an AK or an AR-15. That's, you know, whatever. Or, I'm sorry, an AK or an AR-15. So, it's not an AK, it's not an AR-15, so it doesn't meet that one. A semi-automatic centerfire rifle that does not have a fixed magazine, but has any one of the following. A pistol grip that protrudes conspicuously beneath the action of the weapon. This is not a pistol grip, because it has this thing coming off of it. So, it's not a pistol grip. A thumbhole stock. It's not a thumbhole stock. It's a weird, different thing. A folding or telescoping stock. Doesn't fold or telescope. It's fixed in this one position. A grenade launcher or flare launcher. Well, no, there isn't one of those on there. A flash suppressor. This is key. This is not a flash suppressor. This is a muzzle brake. And a muzzle brake makes more muzzle flash. So it's not a flash suppressor. Or a forward pistol grip. There's no forward pistol grip. I think legally it's a thumbhole stock still in California's eyes. It isn't though, because there is an AR-15 stock that is identical to this one. There is an AR-15 stock that is identical to this one. That is not a thumbhole stock. A semi-automatic centerfire rifle has a fixed magazine with the capacity to accept more than 10 rounds. It doesn't. It takes a belt. It's not a magazine. And then if you get into like the other firearms, what is a pistol grip? That term's really loose. You know, it's... Yeah, you can put... There's one specifically about belts in guns, because that was something that people thought of as they were like, oh, well, I'll get a belt-fed gun. But if it has a flash suppressor on it, that means it's an assault weapon, and you can't put a more than 10-round belt into it. But because this isn't a flash suppressor, it isn't a pistol grip, it isn't a telescoping stock, and it doesn't have a forward grip on it, you could put whatever size belt you want in it, and as long as it is only semi-automatic, this is California compliant. That is in fact a flash enhancer. Yes, it makes more flash, which means it is less deadly. Does that mean a Gatling gun is California compliant? I don't know. I don't know. That might be outside of the purview of this specifically. It would be an other firearm. That, you know, if it's a hand crank one, I think you're okay, because technically that is not semi-automatic. How is the crank mechanism categorized? I don't know, actually. I don't know. I am not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I just like looking up that kind of stuff for fun. Yeah, I was like, when they came out with this, I thought this was really funny. And then I started looking into it, and it's legitimately California compliant. And then I found California compliant M240s for sale that are legal in California. You can just get one. They're prohibitively expensive, and I'm not going to say a dollar amount because I don't want YouTube to start coming after me. But they're prohibitively expensive, but you can get one, and it's legal. Each crank position is a trigger pull, at least on a federal level. Gatling guns are not machine guns under the NFA. That is true. Apparently, there were some people that were making battery-operated cranks, and the ATF deemed that doing that was turning it into a machine gun. Making it powered somehow made it into a machine gun, but USA pay-to-win legal system. Yep. Yeah, it's just pay-to-win stuff. It's annoying. Yeah, look at this thing. Dude, I love this thing. I love this thing. It's so stupid. It also has a 100 round box on it, which is like ridiculous. TTK seems a bit low. It's the machine guns always have terrible TTK. But the point of the machine guns is you have a massive fuck off belt, so I can just. I love the little pop. I love the little pop-up on the feed tray. That makes me deeply, deeply happy. God, the sound of this machine gun is so good, too. Like, I swear to God, the feed tray makes that noise when you do that. When this belt runs out, listen to the little think. Oh, it's great. What is TTK? It's time to kill. People get kind of obsessed with time to kill in these games on firearms. It's not that big of a deal, but all right. Let's just kind of speed through some of. Let's just kind of speed through some of these guns and not spend 45 minutes talking about one gun like I just did. The Zach Hazard tries not to talk about one gun for 45 minutes challenge, level impossible. Is there a G36? There is a G36! I forget which model this one is. There is a G36. I can't remember which model this one is. I think the handguard is the K. I think the handguard is based off of the K version. And it's the one without the integrated optic on it. You can get different barrel lengths for it. You can get, I haven't unlocked it yet, but you can get a super short one. But they got a bunch of different barrel lengths for it. I kind of go with the extended one. Because it gives you more velocity, and you start shooting at stuff that's really far away, the velocity definitely helps. Also, it does have different fire rates. Which is nice. I love that the character actually puts it onto, well, okay, he's probably not turning off the safety whatsoever, but I love that the character puts it onto safe before changing magazines. I think that's really cool. And I also like that it says Cal 556 instead of it says KAL instead of CAL. I think that's neat. Oh, hang on, I want to do a full reload. I want to do a reload from empty. Yeah, charging handle. The charging handle of the G36 is on the top of it. And it's ambidextrous. What does F and E stand for? On the G36, because this one, I'm assuming, is specifically supposed to be the German one, so it's safe. Einsfeuer? Einsfeuer? God, I can't remember how it's pronounced. I'm sorry. But it means single fire. So, eins for single, or one. Single fire, and then F is like full fire, or full auto. Einzelfeuer? Yeah, Einzelfeuer. That's it. Einzelfeuer. And I put the Knight's Armament grip on it just because I think it looks cool. I also really like that on these ones, there's a rail on the front of it that is lower than the optics rail, so that you can put optics on there. And the laser doesn't just obscure the optic. This game, you just look through the laser. You just look through the laser anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Does the character use the mag locks to connect to others at all? No. And, like, to be completely honest, I have rarely ever seen anyone actually use the mag locks to connect them together. Also, this is just a little nitpicky complaint I have about Battlefield 6. Why the fuck are there so many red dot sites that are the same red dot site? I can't hear too much German without letting my instinctive Polish fight or flight kick in. Well, you are in luck. You are in luck, my Polish friend, because this game has the MSBS GROT. And it is my favorite fucking carbine in this game. It's got the MSBS GROT. I think, if I remember correctly, the MSBS GROT, the interesting thing about it is, but no AUG. No, there's no AUG. I'm still sad about that. I want AUG. Where AUG? The interesting thing about this is that, if I recall correctly, the GROT can be converted from a bullpup to a rifle or a carbine. Like, you can actually modular switch it to different things. No AUG? I know, no AUG. No FAL? There is no FAL either. There is a G3, but there's no AUG or FAL. Yeah, if I remember correctly, the GROT is supposed to be like a very modular gun. I don't know a whole lot about this gun. I know it's cool. It looks cool. I love that you push the little button. I'm sure you've seen that they have the XM7 in game. Yeah, I have. I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, I love that there's different reload animations, that you retain the magazine, or you just throw it on the ground. Yeah, really cool. I don't know enough about this gun though, unfortunately. It's just we can't get them in the US, so I don't really know. You love the blue tint on the aim point. So there's another optic you can get in this game. That I think you can get through the battle pass or whatever, and then when you unlock it, it unlocks it for anything, which is the Elk Inspector. Apparently it's the David in this, or the SU-230. And the neat thing about this one is it actually switches between the 1 power and 4 power. And they actually rendered the, like, the prism moving inside it, which is really cool. You're gonna have to look into that gun because you thought it was a 5.56 MDR. Nope, it's the MSBS GROT. What was interesting is when this optic was first released, it was kind of broken, and everything had a really weird blue tint to it, so nobody was using it because the tint was awful. Anyway. Yeah, they have the G36. They have the H&K 433. I don't know a whole lot about this gun either. From what I recall, it's supposed to be like kind of a in-between of the G36 and the 416, but I don't really know a lot about it. I don't think they're not available in the US at all, at least for on the commercial market. What's that little knob on the bottom of the Knight's Armament grip for? Oh, that's how you tighten it. The little knob that's... Hang on. This little knob right here, you loosen that, and there's basically an entire... It's like a big bolt in here that's made out of plastic. And when you tighten it, it goes in between two of the rail spots and secures it in place. That's it. I don't know if this game or Modern Warfare 19 has a better 433 reload. I'm not sure. I haven't really played a lot of Modern Warfare 19. I know that it was very well received, but I haven't played a ton of it. I also like that HK is ST in this universe. What else do we got? Oh yeah, we got the FN Scar. This is probably my favorite assault rifle in this game. This thing is just a fucking laser gun. It's stupid. It's stupid that you can, at like this distance, just... That I can drop an entire magazine. And then just like, oh no, you know what? I want the bullets to go here. Hang on, I want the bullets to go into his head. It's dumb. It's great though. I actually really like this gun in game. This is so this one has the non-reciprocating charging handle. Where's the Beta C mag for it? You can't get a Beta C mag, but you can get a 45 round magazine for it. Some of the other guns you can get a, is that OPAF? No, the problem is when you compare this gun's fire rate, which is not really that high, to basically the fire rate of anything else in game. It's... Well, okay, except this thing, but... Or, like, this. It's got a pretty slow fire rate by comparison, especially if you compare it to this. So because the fire rate is slow, the time to kill is basically the same between many of the other guns. So it kind of... that ends up balancing it out. What's with all the sparks on the targets? I mean, you're shooting at steel targets. Steel targets kind of just spark all over the place. Maybe not that brightly in daytime, but... yeah, I mean, I've used it a decent amount. I'm sure I know there are people that have played this game a lot more than me. But I've used this one a decent amount. Oh, yeah, this is kind of... Thank you very much, Thanos, for the 50 bits. Did I get my wife a good Christmas present? Of course I did. I got her many wonderful Christmas presents. I gotta change something else because I can't put... Well, whatever. I can still do it with the, Also, I can't tell you what I got her, because she watches my streams, and then she will know. So, one of the things that's kind of goofy is there is the... So we got the laser on there. We have the... This currently has an NGOL on it. And if you Aim with the 124 power optic. The end goal is gone. You don't see it. This is a magical. This is a magical elk inspector that makes the end goal on the end of the rifle disappear. Am I the only one who doesn't like using lasers in first-person shooters? I feel like I'm telling the enemy team, yeah, I'm right here, please shoot me. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. The reason I put them on the machine guns is because they help the, they help with hip fire. And, machine guns kind of... Machine guns kind of don't have good hip fire. I know what you got your wife, Zach. It's your love and admiration for her. Aww. Zach's being stolen from her by DP12. No. Honestly, if I showed my wife, or you know what? No, I did actually show her an image of DP12 before, and she was just like, "God damn!" Emote only chat. Beep boop. You wish you could choose between different STANAG compatible mags just for drip? You kind of can. So like this one is the Lancer magazine with an extension on it, but then you can choose between the actual stock Scar L magazine, and then there's I don't know why it's 20 round PMags, because there are 30 round PMags. You can also just get a USGI with a Magpul on it. Oh, they have the 40 round PMag. So you kind of can choose between different ones. And then somebody had asked about this grip. No, this one is a Tango Down vertical grip. This is a Tango Down vertical grip. They got a bunch of different grips in this game. I forget who makes that one. This one is a Zenitco grip. That one is another Tango Down grip. I think this is also a Zenitco grip? I don't remember. This one is an LWRC grip. I don't remember who makes that one. That's a Knight's Armament grip. That one is a Magpul grip. That one is a Blue Force Gear grip. Oh, I can't remember who makes that angled 4 grip. I have no idea who makes that one. That one is Magpul. That one is also Magpul. That is a Harris bipod. I don't know who makes this grip pod. This one is actually made by a company called Grip Pod. And, so is this one. Why are there 3 grip pods in this game? Why are there 3 grip pods? And, look. Okay, what I was saying about the red dot sights. Look at this. Red dot sight. Exact same red dot sight. Basically the exact same red dot sight. Basically the exact same red dot sight, only slightly more magnification. Different red dot sight. Different red dot sight. Different red dot sight, but they all basically fill the exact same purpose. Slightly more magnification, and then this one's identical to this one. 3 power sight, 3.5 power sight, 4 power sight, 5 power sight, 1 to 4 power. Why are there so many red dots that are exactly the same? Someone that doesn't know a lot about guns, I don't know, there probably aren't that many people watching that don't know a lot about guns, but someone that doesn't know a lot about guns, what is the difference between this? Oh, now I can see the back of my end goal. What is the difference between this and this? And don't say the reticle. You're not allowed to say the reticle. What's the difference between those 2 optics? There isn't one. From a gameplay perspective, they're the same damn optic. Except maybe this one is just like a tiny bit narrower. It's silly. Aesthetics, I guess. I know there are some people that do really like seeing the big ring. Thank you very much, Dryosynth, for the 66 bits. I mean, yeah, I guess some people will really like seeing the big circle in the middle of it, and there is something to be said for that, because straight up, I never use this optic, even though this optic out of all of them has, well, I mean, granted, I'm seeing about 50%, 50% of my view is being taken up by a PEC 15, or, sorry, an NGOL. But I never use this one because I see the green lines to either side of the reticle and it throws me off. So, I don't like using this specific optic. Also because this optic's a piece of shit, but that's beside the point. Oh yeah, I had the... Also, Battlefield 6 made the, Battlefield 6 made the ACOGs, like, really good. Usually I hate using ACOGs in video games, but, like, they did a very good job on the ACOGs in this game. I'm very pleased with them. Alright, anyway. AK4, which is a G3. It's just the AK4 is the... I think it's the Swedish? I think it's the Swedish name for it. The abbreviation basically translates to, like, automatic carbine. Honk! The abbreviation basically translates to automatic carbine or something along those lines. I can't remember. But it's really funny. I don't know if they did this intentionally. But they basically copied Henry from 9-Hole Reviews. They basically copied his G3 when they made this one, which is really funny to me. I have a good wife, Zach. I was going to say this before emote only chat. Oh, thank you. It's a G3 drag through the Spur catalog. I mean, that's not bad. You get a Spur rail on there, Spur stock. Could have a Spur mount for the aim point. I do always change this to semi-auto because using it on full auto is like in any kind of range. It's oh, did they change shit? Hang on, hold up, hold the fuck up, hold up. Did they do stuff to the G3 in this game? I was only using this on semi-auto. Did the assault class just like take a bunch of HGH and steroids and now he just manhandles the fuck out of this thing on full auto? Dude, this is dumb. Granted, like 3 of those rounds missed, but yeah, they did. Oh man, they did a. All right, well, I'm gonna have to start using this more often. That doesn't look like 308 auto to me either. No, dude, it used to be like that. You were just. There was no way to use this on semi-auto previously. You had to do it on semi-auto and just. Oh my god, they made the semi-auto fire rate slower. Holy shit. That's really funny. AK4D looks like a DMR from far away. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of does. You know, I need to look up the Swedish. Oh, it's definitely the Swedish one. Look, it's got the 3 crowns on the magwell. It's definitely based off of the Swedish one. Also, apparently, it was manufactured in 1966. Damn, this one's old as shit. This is an old boy! Does that charging handle do goofy things when it reloads? Hang on, let me see. No. What about empty? No! Oh my god! The charging handle pops out. Holy shit. Alright, so if you look at... Hang on. Oh my god, I just realized that. Okay, if you look at the charging handle in here, you'll notice how far it's sticking out. You'll notice how far the charging handle is sticking out from the receiver. Normally, the reason it's got this bend in it is because this part is flush against the receiver right here. Right? But for some reason, it's like sticking out weirdly in game. But watch the charging handle, the thing I'm gonna pull back when the magazine is empty. Watch what it does after I finish the reload. Why does it do that? He's just getting excited. He's just a very excited boy. He's just a very excited boy. We got the TR7. We got the Cord 6P67, which is the oh, what is this? I believe it's an AEK 971. I believe it's an AEK 971, which has a... The weird thing about this gun is it has this whole counter recoil system, so it's got a mass that moves, I believe, forward every time the gun fires. So kind of like, you know how the AN-94 has this incredibly complicated thing on it? It's the AEK 971, but newer. I will have to take your word on that. I do not know a lot about this gun. I don't know a lot about it. Hyperburst. It doesn't have the hyperburst that the AN-94 does, but it does have a unique counterweight mechanism that moves the opposite direction the gun is recoiling to help compensate for recoil. Which means that this thing has a like bonkers high firing rate. Also, unfortunately for this game, it does, I think, the lowest damage of any assault rifle. Yeah. Not by much, but it does the lowest damage of any assault rifle. Which means that if you are really good at landing headshots, this thing is amazing. And if you are like me, and you are old and not great at first-person shooters anymore, it means that you hate this gun and you never use it. Because it's got terrible time to kill, for me personally, than a bunch of the other guns. Oh, it does have a burst, though. Hang on, I want to see the burst. I barely use this. You know what? That's how I would use this. I just gotta put it on burst and tap. Yeah, that's it. Alright, well, if I want to use this in the future, there we go. And then I just gotta remember to put it on burst. I aim for the pelvic region of the target, not because of body armor, but because I don't know my holds. Accurate. Just pelvic shot. Everyone pelvic shot. You'll get him. It'll work eventually. Oh, look at you, Mr. Fancy. I'm wearing level 3 plates. Yeah, or you're wearing level 3 plates in your dick? How does a burst mechanism work? There's a bunch of different ways burst mechanisms can work. Holds? So, okay, I'll try to put this into like a brief lesson. When you zero a gun, do you guys want to see me break out MS Paint for this? Do you want to see me break out MS Paint for this? It'll actually be easier for me to explain it with MS Paint. All right. Here, you know what? We'll have our character sit in the firing range. We'll have our character sit in the firing range while I'm doing this. There we go. All right, so when you zero your gun, or when you have a gun with an optic on it, so let's just draw a box that will be our gun. This is our gun. You know what? I'll tell you what. Here, we'll make it into. I'm gonna go way overboard with making this gun. This is gonna be a weird abomination. It's a bullpup it's an L85 bullpup that takes AK mags. Somehow. So this thing is just gonna be cursed as fuck. There we go. All right. So, what caliber does he shoot? Or does it shoot? It shoots 12.7 by 10 millimeter. So it shoots the chode bullet. So it's the bullet. The diameter is wider than the cartridge is long. It shoots the chode. All right. When you have an optic on a gun. Oh, we need to put the optic on there. Here, this will be our optic, and we'll make the optic. We'll make it blue. Why not? It's helpful to think of these as each being they're projecting a straight line out of them. So I know that bullets are under the effect of gravity, and that bullets will not. They're not going to do that when you. This is what a bullet is going to do as it leaves the gun over distance, right? It's going to do that. But for the sake of this demonstration, we're just going to assume that the bullet just travels in a straight line forever. It never slows down. It just goes like that. When you have an optic on a gun, this is basically what it's doing. Imagine that the sight is just projecting a line straight out of it, and the gun is just projecting the bullet straight out of it. You have to have those two intersect at some point in order. That is how you zero the gun. So what you basically have to do is, if your gun is firing a bullet in a straight line and you are aiming for, hang on, I should have done this first. You're aiming for this target here, and we're going to make the target a little red target. So there we go. You're aiming for this target here. The gun is firing a bullet basically in a straight line. So what you have to do is you have to move the optic. You have to move where the optic is aiming so that the point it is aiming on intersects at the point where the bullet is impacting. That is basically what zeroing it does. But depending on what distance you zero the gun for, and none of this is to scale, obviously. Depending on what distance you're zeroing the gun for, so if you're zeroing it for this distance, it means that you're going to have it intersecting at a thing like this. This point is the point that you have zeroed it for. So that means that now when you aim at a target, you're aiming at the target, you've zeroed it for the two different distances. You may be... If the target is closer than what your zero distance is, you're going to hit somewhere... Oops. I'm trying to think about how this will work. So if the target is like here... Yeah, you're gonna be hitting... underneath where you're aiming, or if the target is farther away than what you zeroed it for, you're going to be hitting over where you're aiming. So that's what holdovers and hold unders are, and depending on what distance you zero it for, because there are so many arguments for different distances to zero the guns for. Like, there are some people that say they do a 25-meter zero, there are other people that do a 35-meter zero, or there's some that do a 37-meter zero, or there's some that do a 50-meter zero, or a 100-meter zero, and it depends entirely on what you are trying to use the gun for. Are you setting up, like, a submachine gun that is for, like, bad breath distances? Then, yeah, zero doesn't really... Doing, like, a 100-meter zero is stupid. Why would you do that? You're setting up your gun for this distance. Now you gotta memorize a bunch of holdovers, hold unders. I love your videos. Have a quail plushie. I sleep now. Thank you very much, Yeet. Yeetle Deet. Thank you so much. Is a 50-meter zero also good for longer range? I can't say what zero will work best for you. It depends entirely on what you are trying to do and what distance you normally shoot at. You kind of got to figure it out yourself. Like, trying to set up a handgun with a 100-meter zero is probably pretty stupid. But, yeah, it just depends entirely on what you're trying to do. So, like, the joke is, I don't remember what my zeros are, so I just aim for the pelvic region, because then the rounds are either going to go up here, or they're going to go into his pelvis. Anyway. You know what? I'm going to save this image. I'm gonna save this. I'm not going to need this image for anything, but I'm just gonna save it anyway. There. Yeah, I probably did an absolutely terrible job describing how all of that works. But there you go. That's also why this optic, so when you look through this optic, you can see that there's the dot in the center, and then there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All of those are for different ranges. So basically, if you're aiming at a target that is 300 meters away, you put where you want the round to impact, or you put the 300 on top of what you're trying to hit. So if the 8 on this target, for example, was 300 meters away, you put the 3 on there. If the 8 on that target was 900 meters away, you put it right there. Oh yeah, by the way, they added the L85, or the L85A3 is in this game. I like the L85A3. I think it's neat. By this point, most people will know that the L85 was kind of a massive piece of crap. It did not work well. People got real mad about it. But by this point, all of the problems have been fixed. And the reason it has key mod on it is because they had to send all of them to H&K, who fixed all of the problems. Just got my YouTube recap. My top channel was Mike and you, just talking your stories and talking about your interests. Keep being cool. Thank you very much, Impish Goblin. I really appreciate that. I really think the L85 looks cool. I love how the L85 looks. I wish it was better. I also wish that you could get them in the United States. You will be able to get a version of the L85, which is the Murdoch & Co. L85. But, like... Oh boy, those are expensive. God, I want one so bad, dude. I want a Murdoch & Co. L85 so bad. But I also... don't want to pay $12,000 for one. Key mod in 2025? So the key mod is H&K's version of key mod. People jokingly refer to it as HK mod. It's backwards from normal K, or from normal key mod. It's weird. HK still seems to think that they need to use key mod. It's probably because they invested really heavily in the PCAP on the PCAP handguards on the XM8, and then, you know, that didn't really end up working out, which is a bummer. There's an L85 body kit for a BRN 180 upper. I know, I own it. It's the Ali and Kaufman AKB 23. It's really good. I really like it. It just still isn't an L85 though. That's it. That's the only thing. It's really cool. It's just not an L85. Oh, I think they're missing something though. I just realized that I don't think they have the fire selector on this. I don't think they have the fire selector on this. Or wait, was that only the original L85s? That might have been only the original L85s. I'm sorry. Hang on. I gotta look this up really quick. Wait, what the fuck am I thinking of? What am I thinking of that has the fire selector back there? Because the L85 doesn't. Oh, it's the FAMAS. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the FAMAS. That's, yep, okay. I'm thinking of the FAMAS. Also, it's missing the bolt release. Or not bolt release. What is the one that's over here? Because that's bolt release. That one's safety. I'm sorry if I'm getting stuff wrong. I've handled the L85 a grand total of once. What is this one? Or is that the other fire selector? You know, I can't remember. Thank you very much, Eminem Matt, for the 18 months of subscription. Over 1 year of subscription. Thank you so much. Eminem Matt. Didn't the L85 have a Vickers rail system? No, it has a Daniel Defense rail system. And that's the L85A2 has the Daniel Defense rail system. The A3... Yeah, the A3 has a H&K rail system. Alright, well... I can't remember. There should be a lever over here. I don't know why it's not there. Unless it's not on the A3s, but I think it still is. I'm pretty sure the A3 still has the the lever on it. Wonder what they're going to replace the L85 with. I don't know if they're going to, because 2018 is when they got them basically all or most of them upgraded to the A3 version. So I don't know if they're actually going to be replacing them or not. If they are, they may be replacing them with oh, what did they just adopt? Was it a Knight's Armament? Or was it an LMT? The British military just adopted a AR-15. I can't remember if it was a Knight's Armament or an LMT. But they adopted it for SF use, basically. It was a Knight's? Okay. The Estonians just bought LMTs. I know the Estonians did. New Zealand did. A couple other countries got LMTs as well. Yeah. I do actually like the L85 in this game. It's kind of like the it's kind of like the Scar in this game, where it's got a relatively low firing rate. I love seeing the shell casings come flying out of the side of the gun, too. Oh, I love bullpups. Okay, he didn't use the bolt release, though. Come on. Use the bolt release. Use the bolt release. It's right there. Alright, fine, don't use the bolt release. Flings him forward. Actually, yeah, fun fact, the reason the charging handle, I can't get a good look at it. I'm gonna try to poke my eye out with the charging handle. The reason the charging handle looks really goofy like that the reason the charging handle is shaped like this is because when the charging handle moves forward, as the shell casing is coming out, the charging handle punts the shell casing forward. So the charging handle is also the brass deflector. And it's less of a deflector and more of a field goal kicker. It just, like, pops those shell casings forward. It's great. I want an L85. It'll be neat. If I don't talk about this, people are gonna be mad. So yeah, they have the XM7 in here. Only it's called the M277 for the cartridge, which is like 277 Fury. It's the XM7. Yay! It's definitely not a piece of shit, and I hate how good it is in this game. If only bullpups worked as good as they looked. That's bait. I wish this gun worked as good as it does in game, because it's real good in this game. I hate how good this gun is in this game. It actually makes me mad how good it is in this game. Shorts creator ranted about how this is slightly weaker than the Scar SC, but I think that was patched. That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I don't like the XM7 because I don't like a gun that has a chamber pressure of 80,000 PSI. How ass is it IRL? There's several problems with this gun. One is that the chamber pressure is insanely high. It has a stupidly high chamber pressure. 80,000 PSI is real fucking scary. it means that it annihilates its own barrels. It's like, I forget what the projected barrel life of one of these is, but it's in the, like, thousands of rounds. Not tens of thousands, like, thousands of rounds. Let's see, Brassfax did a video on it. I did, it's very good. One of the other problems is that the Army, after adopting the XM7, soldiers were complaining about the barrel length being... The gun is just really big. It's really big. They were complaining about it being too long. So the Army is now adopting an even shorter barrel version of it. Which, in order to get the velocity they need out of the shorter barrel version, they're talking about having to increase the chamber pressure to somewhere in the range of 100,000 PSI. Because it was too long and too heavy, so they decided to shorten the barrel on their designated marksman rifle and then increase the chamber pressure. Who is making these decisions? Oh my god. Thank you so much for the raid, designation Emot. Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome to the stream. Hello. Hello and welcome to the stream, raiders. You just joined as I am ranting about the XM7. The raid noise is the summary of the board meetings. The raid notification was a summary of the board meetings that adopted the XM7. It's a Sig Spear. Why is this a thing? The thing that sucks is it's actually pretty good in this game. That's the thing that sucks, is it's actually pretty good in this game. Thank you so much for the raid, designation Emot. Can we get a shout out for Emot, please? Can we get a shout out for Emot? Emot is a great streamer. He's also a horrible eldritch monstrosity, and you should definitely go check out his streams. I believe he was doing a charity stream. How is it going? How go the rants? The rants go pretty well. They're going decently well. I'm bitching about the XM7. Did you have a good stream? Did it go well for you? Feel free to stick around if you would like while I continue complaining about this gun. Oh yeah, anyway. So they made this gun. They adopted this gun. It would be fine if they had adopted the XM7 specifically. You got over $300 over goal. Hell yeah! Nice work. Congratulations. Nice work, man. It would have been fine if they were adopting this specifically as a DMR. If they were adopting this as a replacement for the M110, I would still be pissed, but it would make sense. Because they want armor penetration overmatched. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. Cool. I understand. You're adopting it as a replacement for a DMR. That makes sense. But when you are saying this is going to every soldier is now getting this gun with an incredibly complicated computer-controlled optic on top of it. And I'm not saying that the optic is bad. I have no experience with the optic. I did say previously that Sig Sauer was making the optic for this gun. Sig Sauer is not making the optic for this gun. It's Vortex. I was incorrect on that, and I'm sorry. But the version that they sold to the Army has, I believe, a 16-inch barrel on it. If I remember correctly. They adopted it with a 16-inch barrel on it, if I remember correctly. And they needed it to have that barrel length in order to get the armor penetration ability that the 277 Fury round is supposed to get. And then people complain that the gun is too fucking long and too big because, like, holy shit, look at the size of this fucking thing. Look at the size of this boy. The lad, the absolute unit. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. It was a 13.7 at first. Okay. With a 13.7 barrel, it was still, like, really long. And people were complaining about the weight of it. So they're making a 10-inch barrel version. And they're talking about how they will have to up the chamber pressure. Again. From 80,000 PSI, which is insane, to like 100,000 PSI. They also plan on issuing suppressors to everyone. I do actually like that. I do actually like the idea of giving suppressors to everyone. I really don't think this thing will be generally adopted. Emote only, chat. Beep boop. I really don't think this thing will be generally adopted, and the reason I don't think this thing will be generally adopted is for a couple different reasons. One is that SF, basically everyone that is like SF and higher, are not using this thing. None of them are using it. They're just continuing to get M4s or URGIs or oh my god, there was another company that just got a rifle adopted by SOCOM. I don't know, I can't remember what the designation is, but oh my god, my brain is failing me. I can't remember the name of the company that they just got a rifle adopted by SOCOM. Who the fuck was it? Hang on. I gotta look, because I straight up can't remember. Sons of Liberty Gunworks. Sons of Liberty Gunworks just got a rifle. They got their, I believe their Mark I rifle was just adopted by SOCOM. And like, if SOCOM isn't using this thing, Standard Army is not gonna want to use this. The other reason I don't think this thing is going to continue being adopted is that it has a 20-round magazine in it. And I don't know when the Army forgot that being able to carry like 300 rounds of ammo for your rifle is really cool and really great, actually. Thank you very much, Robo Nubatron, for the 5 months of subscription. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know when the Army forgot that. That being able to carry a lot of ammo is actually really cool and really good. Because when they were doing, like, field training and, like, mock firefights with these, soldiers were going black on ammo after the first engagement. Which, for people that don't know, going black on ammo means that you are down to like 1 mag. If you are going black on ammo, you have basically no ammo left. They were running out of almost all of their ammo and immediately needing to call resupply after like 1 engagement. Which is kind of not fucking good. Also, it has 2 charging handles on it, which is really fucking dumb. There's one charging handle right here. That's the side charging handle. And then there's 1 charging handle on the back. And what's really funny about this gun is if you have the stock, and it doesn't show it on this one, but if you have the stock fully collapsed, and you try to use this rearward charging handle, it will bump into the stock, and the only way to use the rearmost charging handle is to pull up on it as you are pulling it back, which bends the charging handle and will then break it. So in training, soldiers kept breaking the rearmost charging handle because they were collapsing the stock all the way inward because the gun is too fucking long. So they're just breaking the charging handle on their gun. Also, the only reason they put the rearmost charging handle on there, Sig initially designed this with only the side charging handle. And the Army forced them to add the rearmost charging handle because soldiers would have a sense of familiarity with it. Which is basically the same reason... that they added the forward assist to the M16 because, quote, it will make the soldier feel more comfortable or something. Also, the reload animations for this gun in-game, you never use the charging handle. None of these charging handles are ever used. Can I ask what was wrong with going back to 7.62 and maybe designing a bullpup to keep the size, weight, and recoil down? The US Army will never adopt a bullpup. I can promise you. I love bullpups. I am probably the biggest bullpup fanboy that possibly exists. And I will tell you, the Army will never adopt a bullpup. They will not do it. Why not get rid of the side charging handle? Because I don't know. I feel like that may have been a design requirement, and then somebody at the Army was just like, yeah, but I want a charging handle on the back of it. So they put one on the back. I don't know. Or maybe somebody at SIG thought it was a super good idea. Like I was saying, if this was a thing that was being adopted as a DMR, if this is being adopted as a DMR, and maybe if you really fucking need to, you can push it into a, like, light support weapon role. Maybe if that was the case, I could see a use case scenario for this. But it's not being adopted as a DMR. It's being adopted as the standard rifle for the US Army, which is so fucking stupid. Just the fact that soldiers are gonna have to choose between, do I carry more ammunition or do I fucking carry water? I have to choose between carrying water or ammunition. That is insane. Like, I hate this gun. And not because I think it's bad. I hate this gun because going back to a 20-round magazine gun that constantly tries to break itself and causes its own suppressors to melt is going to get soldiers killed. Is the new MG in this game too? Yes, it is. I have opinions about this, too. Take a squirt gun, then the water is ammo. Problem solved, big thinker. It sounds like it's just bad. It's not good. It isn't good. It's not a good rifle. If the Army was really, the problem is that Army leadership is doing the thing that, to be fair, almost every military does this. Almost every single military does this. They prepare so heavily for the last war they were in. They prepare for the previous war they were in, which means that when they get into the next war, it's not what they were expecting it to be, and they have to learn a lot of very bloody lessons very quickly. And because the army is like, but I wanted to be able to shoot at a dude that was 700 meters away in Afghanistan and I couldn't hit him. And then they tried to say that it's for overmatch potential when shooting at body armor. That's what they're trying to claim that it's for. But what it really is we couldn't hit dudes that were 1,000 meters away with M4s in Afghanistan because, surprise, surprise, 5.56 out of a 14.5-inch barrel is kind of hard to hit stuff at 1,000 meters away. And when you have a dude shooting at you with 7.62 by 54R, he can kind of fucking outrange you. So, yeah, the army is all butthurt that they couldn't make these long-range engagements in Afghanistan, and so now they're trying to adopt a gun that supposedly is going to be good for that. You can fit a 20-inch barrel on an AUG for the same length as an M4. Or even better than that, you can put a 24-inch barrel on an AUG. Do you know what happens when you put a 24-inch barrel on a Steyr AUG and you shoot 55 grain ammo through it? You turn it into a fucking railgun. 5.56 is already going real fast, but when you take a 24-inch barrel and fire a 55 grain projectile through there, you get like 3,900 feet per second. That is a, you have turned practice ammo into a vibe checks your level 4 plates ammo. That is turning 55 grade ammo into exploding ammunition. It is insane. It makes me deeply happy. I'm like actually smiling thinking about this. It's so funny. It is so funny. Anyway. Is it a war crime or no? No, it's not a war crime because it's not a hollow point round. It's not a hollow point round. Fun fact, when you make things go that fast, they just kind of blow up. Okay, so the XM250. I also don't like this thing. I really don't like this thing. One, I don't like this thing. This is entirely my problem. This is not in any way indicative of the gun itself. This is entirely my problem. I think this thing looks ugly as shit. I fucking hate how this thing looks. Why is the pistol grip so fucking far down here? Why? Look at this. What the... Thank you very much, that botch, for the 24 months of subscription. Thank you so much. That is 2 years of subscription. Thank you very much. Did they look at a bolter? No, that was Barrett when they designed their new grenade launcher. They just looked at a bullet. This is like the other day, Steyr made a 24-inch barrel with a bipod, but it's different from the H-bar barrel. Yeah, they don't make it anymore. Struggling to see why they want to change a weapon system that doesn't offer a significant degree of performance improvement. So it doesn't offer a degree of performance improvement, but it does on paper. It does on paper because the bullet has more armor penetration ability. But beyond that, it's just money. The things that are really suspicious about all of these guns that the Army has adopted, because at this point, this is what SIG is making for the US military. The handgun, the ammo for the handgun, the optic for the handgun. The rifle, the ammo for the rifle, not the optic for the rifle, I'm sorry. The rifle, the ammo for the rifle. The machine gun, the ammo for the machine gun. Oh, and suppressors for all of them. So that's the one thing that's really suspicious. Couldn't green tip 7.62 do the same job? It would be black tip 7.62. The green tip is Green tip isn't actually an armor penetrator. It's just kind of general purpose ammunition. Black tip ammo is actually AP ammo. The other thing that's really suspicious is that when the M17 MHS trial was going on, a suppressor on an LMG seems redundant. Oh no, it actually isn't. I'll get to that in a second though. When the M17 modular handgun trial was going on, there was at one point where the Sig handgun was not performing the way they wanted it to. And Sig basically said, hey, can we get a break from the trial? We're going to go do some more work on this gun, and then we'll come back. And the army, the officers that were in charge of running this trial went, yeah, sure. Go on. Go ahead. Glock protested this and said, that's not fair. You didn't give us a chance. When we had some problems, you didn't let us redo it. You just told us to keep going. One of the officers said to Glock, and this is a direct quote. I'll have to see if I can find the actual document on this. One of the officers said to Glock, don't worry about it. You weren't going to win anyway. Which is deeply fucking concerning. Now, as someone who loves military issue handguns, I will say that handguns are pretty fucking useless in a military context. If you look at the amount of times someone has effectively engaged an enemy with a handgun during combat, you will find that it is so small that it could be just a rounding error. Handguns are basically useless in a combat scenario. Most of the engagements are done with rifles or submachine guns or other things. Tom Hanks took out that Panzer in Castaway. That's true. He did blow up that Panzer in Castaway. Fun tangent. Fun tangent. I'm going off on a quick side tangent, really quick, just about movies. I learned the other day the movie Castaway, when he is on the island. So when you are recording a movie, when you are filming a movie, you have to film the movie, and then you also have to do audio for the movie. All of the audio that takes place on the island in Castaway is ADR. Which, I'm sorry, if you don't know what ADR is. ADR means that it's recorded after the fact in a studio. None of what you are hearing when you watch the movie Castaway, while it is on the island, none of what you are hearing was recorded on that beach. Which, like, if you don't understand how movies are made, that is nothing short of, like, a fucking miracle. I don't know how they did that well. It is well, I know how they did it, but it's still just, like, mind-blowing. Was it because the ocean was too loud? Actually, yes. Because if they had recorded any audio on that beach, all you would have heard was in the background the entire time. And because they couldn't edit it out, they just had them record everything after the fact. Also, another fun fact about that movie, the first time music is played in that movie is when he is leaving the island. That is the first time. It's like over halfway through the movie when you finally hear music in it. God, that movie's so fucking good. It's not fair that Robert Zemeckis gets, like, so many amazing films. It's not fair. I mean, it is. The guy's an amazing director. Anyway, I'm sorry. We're talking about the XM250. Yeah, handguns are kind of useless in a military setting. Most of the effective fire put on targets is with rifles and machine guns, but still, it's the fact that, like, they adopted a handgun that demonstrably goes off on its own is kind of insane. The biggest problem, I have two very large problems with this gun. And also, I think the model they based this one off of is the export version. Aren't they more for military police? I mean, they're more for just, like, anybody. But military police are probably the people in the military that use handguns more than anybody else. Oh, yeah, the suppressor. Having a suppressor on a light machine gun is a really good idea, and it's not for sound suppression. The reason to have a suppressor on a light machine gun is because you want something that's really good at flash elimination, so that when you are shooting at the enemy in low light environments, they can't tell where you're shooting from. That is actually the primary reason. The sound reduction is less of a concern in a military setting than the flash suppression. Because if you can't see where they're shooting from, you can't really shoot back at them. That's why there is a suppressor that the British military just adopted that is a Knight's Armament suppressor, and it is fucking tiny. It's a itty bitty little suppressor. It's a tiny little thing. I forget what the exact name is. It's like the KAC SQD. No, it's a fucking number. It's a number letter salad. It's I can't remember the name of it. Anyway. Yeah, it's an absolute chode of a suppressor. The reason they adopted it is because it has unparalleled flash suppression. And they specifically are putting it on like 14.5-inch barrel guns. So because they get so much flash, they don't really give a shit about the noise suppression. In fact, its noise suppression is pretty fucking terrible. But it's got stupidly good flash suppression. Why not just straight up use a flash hider? That's what this is. And because even if you have a flash hider, the best flash hider in the world is not going to be as good as a suppressor. You will still get some level of flash, but a suppressor is going to eat all of it, depending on the suppressor. Some suppressors get better flash suppression than other ones. Usually flow-through suppressors get worse flash suppression than like a straight-up seal design. It's one of the reasons that the Army has used the Surefire SOCOM flash, or the Surefire SOCOM silencer for so long, which looks like, hang on. Well, this is the newest version of the SOCOM, but it's one of the reasons that the Army has used the SOCOM RC2 for so long is because the RC2's flash suppression is stupidly good. It's not an amazing suppressor itself. It doesn't do a ton of sound reduction, but its noise, or its flash reduction is really good. That's also one of the reasons that the Army actually adopted this tiny little stumpy Surefire SOCOM. Anyway. No, I didn't want to adopt. Get that weak shit out of here. I think, let me look up something really quick, because I think the version of the XM250 that they modeled this after is the export version. They're on the RC4 now? Yeah, I just saw the RC4. The RC4 actually looks pretty cool. What does that actually do, then? I'll need to see if I can find the, I'll need to see if I can find the manual for this. Unless they actually changed this. I wonder if they did change it. The original version of the XM250 did not have a quick change barrel, which I am very opinionated about. Zach with the XM7. Know your place! Trash! Know your place, trash! Okay, you know what? I may have been misled on this. Out of 10, what do I rate this game? 8? I'd say 8. 8 or 9. It's definitely not a 10 out of... Yeah, I would say 8. 8 is a good rating for this game. Forgive my ignorance, isn't a quick change barrel like a key feature on these types of guns? Yes! Yeah, it is. Now, I may have been misled on this, because this doesn't have a quick change barrel in the traditional, aspect. Because normally a quick change barrel is like, here, I will show you. This on a 240 Bravo. So the way you change the barrel on a 240 Bravo, if you do a very long string of fire on a 240 Bravo, the barrel is going to get real hot. And when the barrel gets real hot, it expands, which means that your bullets are no longer properly meshing with the barrel. So you're going to start getting a decrease in accuracy, a decrease in muzzle velocity. Also, it just gets real fucking hot. If anything touches the barrel, it's going to melt. It's one of the reasons that the coaxial barrels, or it's one of the reasons that the coaxial 240s that are mounted inside vehicles, they have a way longer rifling pattern than on a standard 240. Like, if a standard 240 is like, oh god, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Let's just say 1 in 12. If a standard 240 is a 1 in 12, which means for every 12 inches of barrel, the bullet makes 1 rotation. If a standard is 1 in 12, a coaxial barrel is like 1 in 48. It's barely stabilized. And the reason for that is because then you can just dump entire belts out of it, and it's not going to overheat as quickly as one of these barrels. The way you remove the barrel on a 240 Bravo is you have the bolt locked all the way to the rear. You take the ammunition out of the feed tray. I mean, technically you don't have to, but we're just going to go with that for now. You take the ammunition out of the feed tray. You have the bolt locked all the way to the rear. You push in on this button and then smack this handle right here upwards. It's going to pop up like that, and then you just slide the barrel forward off the gun. And then you take another barrel, which has this handle on it. The reason it's got this handle on it is 1, because you can carry it around by this, and 2, because when the barrel is like literally on fire hot, you have this handle to hold on to so you're not burning your hand. Then you take the new barrel, you put it on there, you smack the handle down, and then now you have your quick change barrel. That is a really important thing for light machine guns. Traditionally, it was an important thing for light machine guns. It got a cheese grater on it. It does have a cheese grater on it. This does not have a quick change barrel, but I'm wondering, because I have not operated one of these. I'm wondering if this is the thing to remove the barrel. It would not surprise me, because there is a version of the M249. This is the British version of the M249. I don't remember what the British version is. It might be called the L110. I could be wrong. There is a version of the M249 that was adopted by SOCOM. There's 2 versions of it. There's the Mark 47 and the Mark 48. One is in 7.62 by 51. One is in 5.56. Those still have a quote-unquote quick change barrel, but it doesn't have the handle for it anymore. This handle is missing on those ones. I'm going to see if I can find an image for you guys. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, no, this one has the handle on it. Is it a different modification that doesn't have the handle? Hold, please. That's the mod 0. The mod 1 not have the handle on it anymore? Okay, so you can put barrels on there with or without the handle on it, but whatever. Oh, weird. It's quick disconnect? Oh, that's goofy. Anyway, alright, well, this is a mod 0, so. Hold up. I would like to open image in new window, please. Thank you. Thank you, YouTube. You are very cool and very cute. There we go. This is the MK48 Mod 0. This is the version of the machine gun. This is a 249, but it is in 7.62 by 51. It's got this big thing on it, which means that you cannot remove the quick change barrel like you would be able to normally. What they ended up doing is, because this one and the MK48 and the MK40, the MK47 or MK46, man, I got too many fucking numbers in my head. Holy shit. The two versions of this machine gun that were adopted by SOCOM, and they looked at how SOCOM was using the guns, and SOCOM isn't really changing the barrels out very often. And when they do change the barrels out, they're basically throwing the old barrel, just ditching the old barrel somewhere, putting a new barrel into it, and then using that one. So basically what they did is they just like, well, that's extra weight, so just remove the carry handle feature from the barrel. So what you do if the barrel gets too hot now is you drop the old barrel onto the ground, put a new cold barrel into it, and then continue using it, and then you just leave the old barrel behind. They might use oven mitts to change barrels. They don't even do that. You just ditch the barrel onto the ground when it gets too hot to use anymore. But that's because they have an unlimited budget and they can just kind of do what they want. So I wonder... if the XM250 is doing something similar. I wonder if that's what this is. It's basically a thing to remove the barrel. If so, that makes slightly more sense. And I have slightly less hate for this gun now. If that is the case. But I don't know, though. What's interesting is that the reason it does not have a quick change barrel assembly is because it wouldn't meet the weight requirement. It didn't meet the weight requirement for the US Army to have a quick change barrel on it, so they just removed the quick change barrel entirely. Also, I hate the way the feed tray cover works on this gun. The duality of your stream's ads are incredible. You're getting hit with insurance for veterans in some chibi-oo-woo game. I mean, the ads are tailored to you guys. I don't have any say about what the ads it puts on there. It's tailoring the ads to you. I hate how good this gun is in this game. It makes me mad. Oh, do you not actually open the feed tray on this gun? Hang on. Oh, there we go. There's that stupid-ass feed tray. Look at that dumb shit. Oh my god, I hate this feed tray so much. Look at this stupid shit. Yo, the biggest problem with light machine guns is the feed tray. It moves, so, like, you end up losing... It means that you don't get good accuracy because it's not returning to 0. All right, well, what are you going to do about that, Sig? Make the feed tray go off to the side. Sig, you realize that you just moved the optic. Nuh-uh, no, we didn't. Optic didn't move. Sig, the whole optic moves off to the side. Yeah, but, like, it's different. It doesn't move up now. So fucking stupid. Anyway, I hate how good this gun is in this game. It actually makes me mad. that actually fucking pisses me off. Also, you don't use... do you use the charging handle? Oh, you do. Okay, never mind. I like that you use the pull tab on the feed belt, though. And then apparently the pull tab just doesn't actually disappear from the side of the gun. Which is a little weird. Sig had to give money to EA to make their guns good. That's gotta be what it is. That's gotta be it. Anyway, reject M250, embrace M240. M240, much good better. Isn't the M240 the saw? No, that's the M249, which in this game is the L110, though I think that's because it's the British designation. M240, M249. Also, there's the Chinese military's new assault rifle, which has like one of the most complicated bolt mechanisms I think I've ever fucking seen. And it's the gun that has rounds that just immediately tumble the moment they come out of the gun while they're shooting at targets of my face. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here you go. I don't know why they're shooting at pictures of my face. Okay, actually, I do know why they're shooting at pictures of me. It's because I wouldn't stop sending G images of Winnie the Pooh. So he got real mad at me, and then now all the targets look like me. I regret nothing. I've heard a bunch of people saying that the reason the rounds are tumbling is because they are specifically designed to do that. Like, you see how they're making bullet shapes when they're going into the paper? You don't fucking want your bullets doing that. I got a big nose, so it's easy to hit. Oh, that's gotta be what it is. That looks like AI. I promise you it is not. This video is like 10 years old. I promise you it is an AI. Heard it was because of wooden ammo or something like that. I suppose it's entirely possible that they are firing rounds that are specifically designed to roll the moment they come out of the gun, that are only for like CQB training. But like, man, that shit ain't good. That's not good. And like, I've heard people saying that it's this ammo is only for like training use, which I guess would make sense as to why they're shooting it like fucking cinder blocks. But you know, does not instill confidence. And also, I can't really talk shit on it when, you know, the army is adopting... I do absolutely love that this gun... I love how you reload this gun. Because you literally just punch the side of the gun. Are you guys ready? You just smacked the side of it so fucking hard. I do also like the noise it makes when the mag comes out because it goes like zoop. It makes like a weird. It makes a snow pants noise. Okay, sometimes it does. Anyway. There's a Sig 553R. I fucking love this gun. This is the only AK I like. It's the only AK I like. And I know some of you are like, that's not an AK. Yes, it is. It functions the exact same way. It's literally an AK. It's long stroke, rotating bolt. The hell's going on with that bolt release? What bolt release? Oh, are you talking about the bolt release on the Chinese, the QBZ? I don't know. It's goofy. It's funny. But yeah, this functions internally almost the exact same way as an AK. It's just an AK made by the Swiss. It's a Swiss AK, and this one is in 7.62x39. Also, it's really good in this game. I really do not use it enough, though. What do the Swiss know about making guns? They've been neutral for the past 300-something years. They know a lot about making guns, man. Oh, it really bothers me that, the MP7, this is as close as you can get to the actual folding grip on the MP7. That's as close as you can get. I know it's the triple rail version of the MP7, but, like, that's as close as you can get to the folding grip. The Swiss stayed neutral to everyone for the last 300 years because they sold the weapons to everyone else. What do I think there's only a few weapons that I don't have unlocked yet. There's also this thing, which is a made-up weird gun. It's like based on oh god, what is it based on? It's based on oh god, is it like the ST Kinetics? Is that it? It's based on, like, one of the weird ST Kinetic guns, but, like, the magazine is not where you guys expect it to be. The magazine is not where you guys expect it to be. All right, where do you think the mag is going to be? Put your guesses now. Put your guesses in now. Yeah. Yeah. The thing with the lines on it is the thing with it's the magazine. It's weird. It's weird. This gun doesn't actually exist. It's a made up science fiction fantasy gun. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's like there was a, oh god, what was it? There was like a weird Czech submachine gun that Ian had on Forgotten Weapons that had a, it had like a drum on the inside of it that would grab the round and rotate the entire round through like a weird merry-go-round to get it into battery. I can't remember what the name of it was. But anyway, I wonder if that's how this is supposed to work internally. Oh yeah, it was the ZB47. That was it. The ZB47 was the gun that had a weird like drum on the inside of it, kind of like a G11. Yeah. Let's see the P90. Okay. P90. Oh, what's really goofy about the P90 in this game is if you put just the iron sights on the P90, it puts Troy Industries flip-up sights on the P90. This little hole right here, that's the rear sight. You don't need to put flip-up sights on it. It's got a rear sight. It's right there. Also, there's an emergency iron sight right there. Yo, dog, I heard you like iron sights. Yo, dog, we heard you like iron sights. So we put iron sights on your P90 so you can use iron sights while you use iron sights while you use iron sights and while you use iron sights. This has 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of iron sights on it now. You don't need 4 sets of iron sights. You also could have used the lower... Yeah, they could have used lower profile iron sights. Yeah. Can you put a canted sight on too? Bro, hold up. Hold up. Can you, actually? No, you can't. God damn it. Wait. Oh my god, yes! Oh no, it won't let me do both of them. Oh, boo. Boo this man. Yo, dog, we heard you like iron sights. We were so close to greatness. We could have had a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. We could have had a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. Which, if you'll remember Metal Gear Solid 2, Solidus somehow uses a P90 to kill a Metal Gear Ray, which does not bode well for the Metal Gear Ray program if a 5.7x28 AP round is able to go through the most armored part of a Metal Gear Ray. Like, bro, this is supposed to be a nuclear-equipped walking battle tank. How is a 5.7x28 armor pit going through it? Oh my god, I love you, Metal Gear Solid 2. You are one of the greatest games ever made. Does it have the P90 sight? No, it fucking doesn't. I wish they would have got rid of one of these other stupid red dot sights and just had the P90 optic in here. Kojima don't give a fuck. No, he doesn't. He just does it because it looks cool. This is so silly looking. Oh my god. Fucking Fallout 4 weapons be like... Well, no, if it was a Fallout 4 weapon, it would have to take up this much space when I'm not aiming. I love that meme image. I love that meme image of we need to make the rounds move 90 degrees, H and K, and then it's just the guy with the brain that's like the size of an entire building conceiving this thing in the G11 to make the rounds move 90 degrees. and then it's just FN, and it's just the fat boomer meme and a water slide. I'm gonna find it. Hang on. I need to find the image because I fucking love it so much. Yup, here we go. Whee! Oh my god, I fucking love that meme. It's 100% accurate, too. Like, to be fair, I love the P90. I really do. I think the P90 is great. But the most interesting thing about the P90 is the ammunition it fires and the fucking magazine. That is the most interesting thing about this gun. It is just a blowback operated 9mm, or it is, I'm sorry, not 9mm. It is just a blowback operated submachine gun. That's it. There's nothing special about it. But the magazine and the round it fires is fucking crazy. It's actually, and it is actually ambidextrous. You like the fake plastic bullets that push the real bullets through the feed lips? Yeah, there's actually like, I can't show you on this because it's not fucking real, but there's actually like, I think it's like 4 or 5 plastic rounds that are in the magazine that push the last few rounds out. That's great. There's sniper rifles in game. I'm incredibly disappointed that the M110 isn't in this game. There's no M110, which makes me big sad. There is an M39 EMR, but there is no M110. MP5? There is an MP5. I don't have an optic on it because I unironically think the iron sights are better than most of the optics in this game. The iron sights are so good. Yeah, dude, the MP5 is silly. It's like actually legit good. The submachine guns are stupidly good in this game. They kind of made subguns OP. I'm fucking here for it. I do need to use this more. I do actually need to use this more because I need to get more vertical grips. One of the things that I don't like about this game is the level that they lock certain things behind. Like, I want the stubby grip, and I just want it for looks. Why the fuck is it locked behind Mastery 26? Why the fuck are all of the suppress... Oh, that one's locked behind level 9, so I take that back. I'm sorry. But why are... Actually, this one, you get them pretty early. Okay, hang on. I'm picking the wrong gun. I'm picking the wrong gun. Hang on. I'm going to cherry pick my examples to make me look better. Why the fuck are all the suppressors locked behind level 20-something? Don't go look at the MP5 that you get one at level 16 or level 7. Don't look at that. Why are all these locked behind such high levels? Thank you very much, Thanos, for the 50 bits. The P90 is great for killing aliens. It's true. MP5 bias? Probably. Love this gun. Oh yeah, they made it in 40 in this game. This is, unironically, the submachine gun is one of the only times that I think 40 Smith & Wesson is actually pretty good. There's a theory that DICE based their AK-4D model on Henry Chan's AK-4D clone from 9-Hole Reviews. I honestly think they did. I really think they did. 40, like I was saying, 40 is one of the few times, or submachine guns are one of the few times that I think 40 Smith & Wesson actually makes sense. Because you're getting roughly the same magazine capacity as 9mm, not as much recoil as 45, but more velocity because most submachine guns have a longer barrel than most handguns do. So you're getting more muzzle velocity out of 40 in a submachine gun than you would out of a 9mm. But now modern ballistics again have gotten to a point where it's 9mm is still going to be just fine. Like there's really no reason to make one in 40 Smith & Wesson now. But I think 40 is actually not terrible for submachine guns. And also it just looks like a UMP4 or a UMP45. So I don't care because I can just head cannon with the UMP45. Also, if you're not using the UMP in this game, you fucking should be. Look at this shit. Look at this. It's like 100 meters away. It's ridiculous. You have a Tommy built UMP in 357. Oh my god. A UMP in 357 Sig would fuck so hard. Somebody asked if the P90 ejects downwards. Yes, it does. What's really fun is if you stand right here when you're shooting, you can't hear the rounds impacting because they're all basically like landing on the table, but if you stand back here, you can hear them impacting. Sorry, I meant the shell casings, not the rounds. See? The sound design in this game is so fucking good. They did the Chris Vector dirty as fuck in this game. Because for some reason it only has a 17-round magazine. So, like... yeah, we're out of ammo. You get enough ammo for maybe 2 kills. Why? Because my TT kill. Or my TTK. Why does it have a Russian sight? I don't know. You gotta unlock the better magazines? Yeah. Mastery 15. Mastery 26. Mastery 40. Also, look how many points you need to use this magazine. You need 45 points to use this magazine. 45 points. You have 100 points to work with. That means that when you put that on there, you can basically put nothing else on this gun. There's also this thing. Again, magazine's too small. Yeah, 15-round magazine in this, and you don't get the 25-round magazine until level 27. This one is in 10mm. I like that they went with the B&T APC. I don't know why the fuck they went with the Glock mag version. APC 10 has a small mag to balance the damage, and Vector has a small mag to balance the fire rate. Yeah, that's the enemy of the gun autist is balancing rules. You don't get the fucking 40-round magazine for this thing until mastery level 34. Like, what? Why don't I get the chonky magazine until level 34? Why do you do this to me? I mean, it's fine. This thing is basically perfect as it is. Is there, oh, wait, hang on. Also, M20. I know somebody wanted to see the M27 IR earlier. I fucking love this gun. It's so good. It's a little bouncy, but just tap the rounds out. Just do bursts. Anyway, really good. I've loved that thing since Modern Warfare, or not Modern Warfare, good God. I love this thing since Battlefield 3. Loved this thing since Battlefield 3. M60 is still really good. And it just sounds meaty. It's great. Don't know why the M110 isn't in here. The M39 EMR is in here, which is really cool. I love this thing. It's like... This thing is just a fucking vibe. It looks sick as hell. I love how this gun looks. They're not very good. You have like a 20-pound rifle that is not very good at being a DMR. But at least it looks cool. Is this the best version of the M14 to me? No, because the best version of the M14 to me is the M1 Garand. That's the best version of the M14. There we go. Fair enough. I was waiting for somebody to be like, hey, wait a minute. The BM59 was pretty cool. No, the BM59 is actually really cool. I do really like the BM59, but it's not an M14. I wish these were better. They're kind of not. Like, if I'm being somewhat hyperbolic, the Army spent millions of dollars and like 20 years trying to turn the M14 into a sniper rifle, and at the end of that, what they had was a 20-pound rifle that could barely shoot one MOA. Like, that sucks. That's not good. Also, it's not very good in this game either. Like, why does it take 3 fucking rounds from this thing? Why does it take... Thank you very much, Propostero with an S for the 100 bits. What was the largest weapon I worked on as a small arms repairman? Mortars. Yeah. I know it's for balancing reasons, but it's really annoying that the DMRs need 2 headshots to kill. Though, I fucking hate snipers, and I hate sniper rifles in games. So, I'm glad that they don't kill in 1 headshot, because then everyone would just use those all the time, because then there would be literally no reason ever to use these sniper rifles. Also, I put the 1 to 4 power optic on this so that I can actually kind of at least attempt to use this at close range. Because otherwise it means that I have to switch to a handgun. I never play as snipers. I don't like playing as snipers. It's not fun. Mortar. Grenade launcher. The weird thing to me about the grenade launcher is you don't ever adjust the optic for range. It's just fixed at one range. Which is weird. EOD robot. Thank you very much for stopping by, Border 140. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I probably also should wrap it up pretty soon. I've been just yelling about guns for like almost 4 hours now. Which is a long time to be yelling about guns and never actually play the game. Zach's gun rants be like for 4 hours and doesn't actually play a game. Is Sniper Revolver viable in this? Maybe? I don't know. I don't use the revolvers. I really want to see if this is actually going to work. See if my computer can body this. You know what? We're gonna be real stupid. We're gonna be real stupid. We're gonna be real stupid. Okay, good slugs and ACOG. No, you equip that shotgun, sniper. Let's see if we can make people really, really mad. I'm gonna, spoiler alert, I'm gonna do this for 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna get sick of playing playing recon, because I hate playing recon. We're hunting boars? No, we're trying to piss people off by shooting them with a shotgun with an ACOG and slugs. I just saw a guy like just go teleporting over there. That was weird. Slugs with an ACOG is like using a scoped musket. Yes, it is. This is not a good map to be doing this on. Oh my god, I actually got someone. I cannot believe that that worked. Holy shit. This is the dumbest idea. What shotgun do I prefer? In real life or in this game? Oh. In real life, I really like the Benelli M4. Needs a Djibouti alarm? It does need the Djibouti alarm. Alright. This is my personal preference. I like the Benelli M4. How am I feeling about the guns? I like most of them in this game. I think they did a really good job. Did a very good job. There are some that are a little wonky. There's some stuff that's not amazing. But for the most part, I think it's pretty good.
Come on!
That kind of scared me for a second. Thank you very much, Propostero with an ass, for the 200 bits. Ooh, that was some lag there. Yeah, probably not gonna actually be able to do this. Don't know how that guy didn't get me, but that's fine. Yeah, we'll just... I am just actually going to quit out because I am very tired. I am very tired. So I think that's actually probably a very good spot to end for this evening. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream. Thank you guys very much for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope you had a lot of fun. Thank you all so much for listening to me yell about guns for an extended period of time. Thank you so much to anyone who subscribed or gifted subscriptions or donated bits. I really appreciate it. You guys doing that enables me to continue making goofy content on the internet just like this, so thank you all very much. Even if all you did was you tuned into the stream, you sat through the ads, you didn't complain about it, I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to all the VOD watchers over on YouTube. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you again for being here. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.